being here and seeing the progress here. As usual, we're going to hand the presentation over to Sam. He's got some photographs to show you guys the progress that has been made over the last month.
All right, thank you. Can everyone see that screen all right? It is a yes. All right, so just progress from the last month. The masons have been inside putting up a lot of the day room partition walls. So there's a lot of movement going on inside, not so much outside. They're mostly done with veneer. They got a little bit left on the 4th Street side. There's a ramp that they need to do, but that's about it for veneer that's remaining. This picture here we're looking at is the 2 doorways. This is actually splits a couple day rooms here. These doors get set and they get fully grouted in. There's a little zoomed out view of the wall as it's going up. These are some pretty tall walls. They're 25 feet or so. Moving on, here's a view from the day room looking out. So if you see on the wall here, these steel blocks, there's going to be stairs going up to the 2nd level mezzanine level, and then the hand railing gets welded onto these blocks. That's the purpose of those. Moving on, here's just another picture of that wall. It's completed now. I think that wall took them 2-3 days to complete. You see on the right side, they're setting up for the next wall. Nope, here's some thinking going on here.
Not much.
Yeah, here's the sub day room. So each day room has these sub day rooms in there. I don't know if Steve, you want to touch on kind of the purpose or operational?
Well, they'll make a lot more sense once they're actually when they're complete, and then we can get the doors open. You can see the naturalized cells. But those allow us to have each unit's allowed to then have another level of classification. So we have 8 units in this jail, and we have 6 sub-day areas. So then instead of just having one level of classification in each one of the units, we can actually have 2. Plus, on the other side of it, those naturalized cells are what we're using for mental health. So each one of those units, we can take the people that are having or degrading inside of the unit. If there's a lot of studies that show when you take someone out of the unit and put them into another one, even when they need mental health services, taking them out of there is not a good thing. It's very similar to taking someone out of the house. It doesn't seem that that's possible, but it actually works that same way in the jail. Once they're in it, they're comfortable in that unit, they want to stay in it. So that's why we created these sub-day areas. So 30% of those units the bed spaces inside this place have a level of mental health. So combined with that, and if Sam has a picture of the multi-purpose rooms, like these little mini gyms and classrooms and stuff, it's those combinations that's going to heavily increase us to allow us to use Hiawatha Valley Mental Health and other outside services coming into the jail, and use this jail more as a mental health facility than just specifically as a jail.
Okay. Moving on, I grabbed a picture of above the cells. So this wall up here is your secured envelope. So you got security mesh on these steel studs, and then there's impact resistant gyp board. But then there's a good amount of mechanical that is above the cells, and it's actually, I believe, around 7-8 feet. So it's a little more than what it looks like here. So there's room to stand up and work up there for the guys. So. And
there's
here's
heat exchangers and stuff. So in the future, when they need to, they'll be able to get up in there and then replace them. So
yep, yeah, there's a
so
heat recovery unit up there. Yeah.
Yep, and the jail design was made so you're taking a picture from the back of the cells looking towards the secured housing. So a vendor can come into this jail into the future. That's why we designed those pike chases at 35 1/4. Safety having a scissors jack coming up, and then some vendor or county employee can get up there and actually do the work that they need to work on, rather than having slips, trips, and falls, or having these big issues into the future, having a much bigger cost, or even worse, someone getting hurt trying to get up to try to replace it. So that's why this was incorporated.
Just another look at behind the cells and the chase. There's still quite a bit that's got to go on back there, but and here's the chases that Steve was just talking about. With these are outside of the secured envelope for vendor access and maintenance. Here's a look at just last week we just started paint. So here's the first room that got painted. This is a stairwell entrance. There's obviously the stairs that have to be put up yet, but Danielle's here today to take a look at that. So hopefully everything looks good there, and we'll get painting the rest of the building, or at least started. The transformer, I think that was set from the last time. So there's just a look at that outside. XL and Key Electric worked on that. Here's a couple pictures I got from the inside, the remodel, dispatch area, or well, this is the break room here. The sheetrockers are here today, I believe, to start. They're going to start in the dispatch area, and then they got some other stuff to frame up in the new building. But here's another look at more of the dispatch area.
So what are those horizontal things between the metal studs?
That's backing for cabinets.
Okay,
The wood there.
right.
Yeah, that's backing so they can fasten the cabinetry to the wall.
Okay.
Here's a look from the dispatch. This would be the supervisor's office looking out into, this is the dispatch area, out past the window. And that was all I had. I did have one more.
That's a good snapshot of showing what the window would look like and the glazing or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Right. So you can see on the bottom where the cursor is at, the spandrel glass is reflective and meeting the requirements of the glazing, and then the top is clear. So natural light will be able to be accessible into the vehicle sally port, but the public won't be able to see into the sally port. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was one photo too, I think early on in the presentation, that showed the skylight in from the day room.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at that real quick and
yeah.
show. It's amazing how much natural light comes into the small skylights there. But yeah, the light pours in, and once the ceiling and the soffits get added on, that light will really bounce off the space.
Yeah, next time I'll put a better picture of those skylights. I was looking for one. I didn't have a real good one.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't sure. I wanted to share this picture too, or this drawing too, just to give a little better idea. It's hard to get a good picture of the inside with it closing up as much as it is. All these red lines represent CMU walls that are already completed. So as you can see, there's a little bit over here and up in the corner and by the booking, but we're getting pretty close to being completed with CMU walls. And then we obviously got a lot of rough end and finish work that needs to happen, but it's a little easier to see maybe on something like this than just from photos.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have scaffolding, the 30-foot walls that are going on in the interior in between, like, cells C, D, and E, and then you have to go back over by A. So that stuff still has to get out with your forklifts and stuff. So that's why some of these other walls for like the shift commander's office can't come in yet, because they need that space. And that control station can't be in there yet because they need that space. So it's, I don't know if anybody's ever seen any of the videos that the sheriff and I have posted on the Winona County Sheriff's Office
Yes.
website. We are having fun with them, but Ron's nailing it where this is like a jigsaw puzzle. You can't just build it. You really have to know how you're building it to finish up the final pieces, because if you put in the wrong wall first, it's going to be in the way. So this is quite interesting just to keep watching this thing getting built and how they keep on making it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, the only point of access really is this front entranceway to get a pallet of block through. So that's why that's been left off for the moment, and that's kind of why they're building it like they are, to work their way out of the building, I guess.
So we're still on the timetable to finish in June.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Is there any-
Any other questions?
I have a question about arranging a tour. It's probably for Steve, but the CJCC, the Jail and Jail Alternatives Work Group, there's about, maybe at the most would be 7 people. They were talking about getting in touch with you to arrange a tour. So just heads up on that. I don't know when we're allowing, they're not exactly civilians, but they're not, whatever. So,
No, they're an intricate part. We are at that point where we can actually go through and they can actually see the fundamentals of how this jail is going to be operated. Now you can start to see the walls, the programming spaces, nursing, and so on. So,
okay. Yeah.
Let me know, Commissioner, and we'll make that happen.
I'll let Kayleen Engel know. Yeah, that's what they were most interested. So I told them Dave Glithero had a fantastic PowerPoint too, and that people were already working on not only the spaces, but the operations, who was going to be in there and how and why and all that, and the resources. So, but yeah, it would be good for them to see it. Thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
Steve, this is Maureen. If you could touch base with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Is that Maureen? Are you on the call?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I would have directed that question to you, but yeah, just work it out as best as you can.
Absolutely. We'll figure something out.
Yep. Thanks.
What's the percent you're calling now, Sam, for completed?
We're about 65% as far as the time frame goes, and we're chugging along right on schedule. So I'd say about 65% total build. Masonry, they're obviously a little higher, but still a lot that needs to happen after that. So I'd say it's a pretty safe number.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
All right. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 24th, Tuesday at 9 a.m. And I think Heidi's already sent out the Ring Central invitation, so we should be set for that. So
Yeah, and you'll have a new commissioner, but I really appreciate working with all of you. You're great professionals, but also very dedicated to the work, and I appreciate that. So thank you for the opportunity to work together.
yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy holidays. Okay, take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.